All right, welcome out, Irish Coach Show. Coach, we had to take a week off spring break, of course, but man, we got a lot to cover and big things going on. I'm thinking we got to start talking about the middle school coach. I mean, a huge win for him yesterday, and as well, we've missed a few middle school games. So tell us, what have we missed on the middle school side of things here?
The middle school was third place in the region going into yesterday, and they had to travel down to Jeff Davis. It was win or go home.
That's right.
And they went down yesterday, and I tell you what, those little ones they call the Greenie Weenies is what people kind of nickname them. They came out, they played good early, going into the seventh inning. We were kind of following it in our game last night, and they were down 6-4 going into the top of the seventh yesterday afternoon. And they came out and they battled in the seventh inning. They ended up scoring 4 runs in the seventh, the top of the seventh, to take the lead 8-6. And then they had to go out the next inning and hold them. And I think Rylan Yates started the game, pitched very well. They came in, and if I'm not mistaken, Morgan Davis came in for the last, I think, 2 innings. And he came out. You got to get that first out.
That's right.
And so we were all kind of sitting there watching. And he got that first out. And then all of a sudden they got a walk. Then they get a base hit. Now it's first and second, 1 out. Then we had a pass ball or something happen, if I'm not mistaken. So it made it second, third with 2 outs. And you're like, oh, goodness, don't give this thing away. And I think they got a pop-up to third. And then it was 0-2 to the last batter with 2 outs. And I think there was kind of a little pop-up behind short that they made the play on, and they ended up winning it 8-6.
There you go.
So with us being the 3 seed, of course, we had to travel. Well, it's one of those things you wanted it. I would love to see it again where it was a Dublin kind of West Lawrence situation there. And West Lawrence had to play Vidalia yesterday, and Vidalia had to come down to West Lawrence and play. And, West Lawrence, hey, they had a great year. I mean, I would have loved to us to have played them again, like I said. But Vidalia, I guess, came in yesterday, and they ended up beating West Lawrence. So that puts us in a spot, since we were 3 and Vidalia was 4, we will be hosting best 2 out of 3, which is supposed to be tomorrow at Hilburn Park. But the way the weather looks right now, I think it's 91% chance of rain, 100% chance of rain. So I don't think tomorrow looks good for that. They may have to move it to Friday or Saturday. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the Middle School Association is going to do. So our middle school guys are in the championship for the best 2 out of 3 against Vidalia, either starting tomorrow or Friday. And I'm excited about these kids. Coach Pogue and Coach Brantley and Coach Coburn have done a really good job with these kids, preparing them for this year. These kids come out and battle.
No doubt.
And that's one thing, Coach Pogue said last night. He goes, Coach, you take me to a dark alley somewhere, I want these guys with me.
Right.
They'll fight, they'll scrap, they'll never give up. It doesn't matter what the score is. And at the end of the day, that's what kind of ball players you want in the dugout with you. And that's what they've done all year, and I couldn't be more excited for what their future is when they get up here, but also what they have ahead of them the next couple of days. I'm just excited. I think somebody was telling me it may have been 12 years since the middle school has been in the playoffs. And with this group of young men that we have and the support staff from the parents and the community, it's been great and it's exciting. That's kind of kept me a little bit of my sanity this year, going through this thing when I can see how they're doing. So I'm excited for Dublin baseball. I'm excited for our future and what's lying ahead for us. But these middle school guys, it's going to be fun watching them get better and perform the next 5 to 6 years.
Yeah, no doubt. Like you say, you got a bright future there with the middle school. And look, man, it's going to be exciting. Championship baseball at Hilburn Park, hopefully this week. We hope at least Friday. So, I mean, come on out. Irish hosting some championship baseball.
There's so much history over there at Hilburn Park.
Right. Yeah,
I played at Hilburn Park as a youngster. I can remember so many days of playing I guess it was Bantam League, Midget League, and everything over there. And you just got out there, that little place, that little triangle there. If you weren't playing, you were out there with your friends playing a little cup ball. You'd ball up a cup in a hand and you'd hit it. So there's been so many of Dublin and Lawrence County people that have played at Hilburn Park. You like those historic parks, like a Luther Williams or a Fenway thing. So for our community, it's Hilburn Park. And I'm just excited that it's going to be a championship-type atmosphere over there this week whenever we get to play at historic Hilburn Park. And I think the community's excited about it. So, hey, we got to lace them up. We got to get ready to go, and let's see what happens in this thing.
Yeah, no doubt. It's going to be exciting. Come on out for that. Watch out for the rain tomorrow. It's scheduled for tomorrow, but Well, hopefully we'll get it in.
It's supposed to be a doubleheader tomorrow.
Okay.
I guess starting at probably 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's best 2 out of 3 first two, on the first day, and then the if games the next day. But we just got to follow this weather. As soon as we figure something out, we'll try and get it out on social media and our school website stuff to let everybody know. But please come out and support these young men. It's a community thing. At the end of the day, we'd love to keep it here around our area in Dublin and Lawrence County. So come out and watch these boys. Let's see what happens.
No doubt. And, man, it's a fun team to watch. It's a scrappy bunch for sure. Come on out, support them. Championship baseball, middle school at Hilburn Park. And, Coach, let's get to the older guys now, okay? It's been a rough stretch for you. It's been a rough stretch. I know when we left off, I think we were 1 game into the Swainsboro.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and it's been rough sledding since then. So, take us through the rest of that Swainsboro series, and I guess bring us up to where we're at now.
Gotcha. Well, we went over, I think we talked about that Monday game that we played at Swainsboro. Didn't play so good, and then we played them on Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday before spring break. We had to move it because of some prom stuff. We just didn't play well.
Yeah.
I think that as you sit back and look at everything, it's hard. We talked about these middle school guys with the fight, the determination and things. Just don't quite have that clicking with us yet during the Swainsboro series. And they ended up beating us 3 games. And that's putting us in a hole going into the region stuff. You've got to try and win some region games, and we weren't able to do it. I thought for the most part the pitchers threw okay. Swainsboro's got a good team.
No doubt.
They ran 3 arms out there that can throw it. And even their number 3 starter, I mean, golly, he said, here's the fastball. If you can hit it, you hit it. And he basically, I'm just saying he threw 75 pitches, and I guarantee you 60 to 65 of them were fastballs. Yep. He got on the bump. He worked quick. He threw strikes and said, here it is. And we just did not compete like I wanted us to. It's going to get there. I mean, we've got to start clicking at this right time. We're down to this last 4-game stretch right here. So we lost the 3 over at Swainsboro. And then we moved into the spring break week. We took Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off to give them a little bit of time. We came back out and practiced on Tuesday, practiced on Wednesday, and then we went to Rutland on Thursday for a JV varsity doubleheader. JV came out and played well. Eli Hartwell won the whole game. I think gave up it was a 1-hitter. I think they ended up beating Rutland 15-0.
Yep.
Over there that night, and then we had to turn around and play the varsity. And Rutland's schedule, you look at it and you look at their record, they've won a lot of games. I think they were 14-6, and the last game they had lost was when they were here playing us when we beat them 9-4. So I'm like, guys, these guys scare me. And now we went out, and to be honest with you, our guy Zach Wall got on the mound for us. It was kind of his first start of the year. He pitched very well for us. I brought Jace Giles, I think, in relief. We ended up winning 16-1. That was the energy that I'd been looking for. They came out and competed that day. So I felt good going in to this week against Bleckley. And so now we're kind of moving forward. Now we're playing back in region again against Bleckley. We started it yesterday. We moved our games. We were supposed to play Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Right. But with the weather coming in Thursday, Friday also looked like rain. We didn't want to get ourselves backed up where we're having to play 4 or 5 games next week with it being the last week of region. They've got Swainsboro next week, which the way it looks right now, the way we lost 2 last night, that it could be between Bleckley and Swainsboro for first or second place next week. And then we line up against East Lawrence next week, which is going to be a big series. There's still complications for 3rd and 4th seed coming in. So we went over to Bleckley last night, played 2 games at their place. First game, they hammered the baseball. They hit some balls really hard last night. They've got a good club. They've got some good arms. They were there was one guy that we were sitting there, and Coach Brown just looked at me and said, this guy's 6 for 6. What do we do? Throw to him. I don't know, Coach. Let's roll it up there. Let's bounce and maybe he'll swing. But they swung the bat really well. They beat us 15-0 first game in 4 innings. There wasn't anything I felt like that we did wrong. Yeah. It's just one of those days.
That's tough, yeah.
They found barrels, and when they found the barrels, it was hit hard. If they didn't find the barrel perfectly, it still got in the hole. Yeah. So I wanted my guys to bounce back. We talked down in between games. Guys, you got to flush it. You got game 2. So you're going to come back and respond. They responded better in the second game. Now, we didn't win it. but it wasn't a blowout either. It was close, maybe 4-1 going into the 5th or 6th inning. We ended up losing 6-1. So at least they bounced back and didn't just shut down in the dugout. So we've had a rough little stretch between Swainsboro and Bleckley, but this region's tough.
It is. Yeah,
this region is tough. When you look in the top 25 in single A Division I, you've got Bleckley's ranked high, Swainsboro's ranked high, Lamar that we play, which is not in our region,
True.
They're ranked high, and then ourselves are in there, and Jefferson's been in there. So we've had 4 teams in our region ranked in the top 25. So we've got some really good teams that you've got to go out and compete against, and we just got to come out today. We play them today here at 5:30 for the last game of the series, and we got to come out. We need to get a win.
No doubt, yeah. And look, you showed the improvement even yesterday, and I think it just shows you guys you can compete with these guys and potentially beat them. So it's a big game. As you said, it's here today, right?
It's here today at
okay.
5:30. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be big. Need that one for sure, Coach.
There's no doubt.
It's going to be a big one. Look, we're going to take a break, and then we're going to talk about what we got coming up.
That'll
Coach.
work.
Y'all stay with us.
Yes, sir.
I'm Brian Bazemore, President and CEO of Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County. We would like to invite you to come by and experience a welcoming banking environment. Come by today and have a cup of coffee and let us talk with you about our many products, savings accounts, checking accounts, CDs, and our many loans. You're more than just a number to us, you're family. Come by today, Community Bank of Dublin-Lawrence County, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
North, south, east, or west, Friendly Gus is on your way today. Fuel up with Friendly Gus's delicious breakfast, made fresh every day. Your wallet and your belly will thank you. Choose from our 20, 40, and 60-piece chicken finger and wing platters. And don't forget the tater logs. Our food is always fresh and our service is always friendly. Friendly Gus, on your way today. Also shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry at 320 South Jefferson in Dublin for additional items like paper products, chicken wings, bulk drinks, spices, sauces, and more.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Look, we had to reposition, Coach.
Sun's a little bright.
My eyes couldn't take it anymore.
At least we got the sun today. And no
That's
clouds
it,
in
man. Yeah, it's heating up out here as well. And look, that's going to be big, and we'll come back to it. So you got the Bleckley is coming back in here today. Like we said, that's going to be a big one. Who we got on the mound today, Coach?
Ethan Moore is going to be on the mound today. I think he's ready to go. Ethan caught 12 innings yesterday. Hope his leg's back up on him. He said he's ready to go. He said, Coach, I've done it in travel ball and things like that, and just the way everything kind of shook out yesterday, I needed to put him behind the plate in the second game yesterday. So he's ready to go. He wants the ball, and so he'll be on the mound today, and let's see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And look, this point in the season, he's got to be ready to go. We got to have him here.
No doubt.
So, yeah, going to be big. Come on out today. That is Wednesday, 5:30. That'll be here at Bush Perry. And then, Coach, going across the river over there, East Lawrence.
Yep.
It's going to be big, too. Another tough team in the region. But, man, this one's going to be huge, right? Because, you say it's looking like Swainsboro, Bleckley for the first two. Then, you got a battle with East right here.
Yes, there's no doubt. The series going in against, I think, with us, Jefferson, and East Lawrence kind of battling for that 3rd and 4th spot. I think going in, depending upon what happens today, right now we are 2 and I think 6 in the region. Swainsboro's 9-0. Bleckley, I guess, now is 8-0, if I'm not mistaken, or 7-0, whatever. 8-0, and then East is 1 and 7 or 8.
Something
I'm not
there.
exactly sure. Yeah. So you've got 1, 2, and then Jefferson's got like 3 wins in the region. So it's all going to come down to that final week with what position. What we're trying to do is in our hands. We go out and take care of our business, we're going to be okay. But I can promise you the guys across the river are going to try and do the same thing too. They're going to want to come in and get in that 3rd or 4th spot. So it's going to be a tough road coming. We've got them Tuesday at home, Thursday at their place at East Lawrence, and Friday at our place for senior night. Okay. So those 3 games next week are going to be big. And, you know, it's like a rival two thing. I mean, it's Dublin, East Lawrence, whatever it is at the end of the day. So you couldn't ask kind of for a better scenario as far as coming to a game, wanting to be competing, wanting to play against your rival for something that matters, and it's going to matter to both teams. So I'm excited about going into this series. I know a lot of our guys are, but we still need to come out today and worry about today, beat Blakely today, which it'll put us in a better position going in to the series against East Lawrence next week. So it's going to be a tough road with East next week. I mean, East is playing well. They've won a lot of games this year, and it's like I said, you know, you want to have those types of atmospheres when you're playing and it's for something. It's not that you're just playing out there for nothing. Both teams have something on the line, especially this last week of the season. So let's just see how this region shakes out.
No doubt, yeah. You mentioned a win today. Obviously, that's going to be huge. That puts you in a great spot. But man, the cross county rivalry, you have a great atmosphere. You know, both teams fighting for a playoff spot. That's going to be great out here, and you know, over there, Coach.
That is, and hopefully, you know, there's a lot of their fans that come out. A lot of our fans come out. And that's what you want. It's like a playoff atmosphere, and it's not the playoffs, but that's what it's going to be going into the last three games of the year. And, you know, any team that you play in our region scares you. There's not anybody that you just feel like you're going to go in and beat. Sure. And that's what gets scary about there's such a good level of competition with our 5 teams that's in our region. And we've got a tough region. Our region all across the board in baseball, softball, basketball, track, football, everything, we've got some good teams. That's it. And which is good for a region that's in this small of an area within most of us are, except for Jefferson's a little bit further from us. But you look within a 30-mile radius, basically something like that. We've got a lot of good athletes in this area. That's right. And they all compete and they play in every sport. So it's good that we have that type of competition level. And I'm excited for what this is going to bring next week rolling into that series against East Lawrence.
Yeah, no doubt. That is going to be exciting for sure, man. So, Coach, just looking at the playoff picture, I guess, let's break it down one more time. So, Blakely and Swainsboro are probably going to be fighting for the 1 and 2. That's pretty clear. And then where do, you know, East and us and Jefferson shake out?
I don't know exactly how everything shook out yesterday as far as what everybody else did, but before yesterday started, you kind of had Blakely and Swainsboro were going to be fighting for 1 and 2. We would be in third the way the games played and stuff like that. Jefferson was in fourth, and I think East was in fifth because, I mean, there's only a game that separates. East has 1 win in region. We have 2 wins. Jefferson now has 3 wins in region. But the way the games played, it put us in third and stuff. So it's going to be tough. Now, if we can go out and do our job, like I said, we can get to where we want to be. We can't go out and have any hiccups or anything like that. So we've just got to worry about each day, each inning, each pitch of what we're doing in that moment to get us to where we want to be, which is wanting to be in that 3rd or 4th spot, preferably the 3rd spot. I don't want to have to get in the last spot, but it's in our hands to try and get that 3rd spot. But, you know, we still got 4 big games left to make us be able to get there. So that's kind of how it's shaking out right now.
Okay. Yeah, nothing guaranteed there at all, for sure. Coach, you know, like we say, it's been a rough, you know, couple weeks here for the Irish. But man, there's got to be some kids that are standing out, so playing great here. So let's talk about them, man. Who's been showing out here as of late?
Tyrese last night swung the bat pretty well. When Zach was pitching, he went to center field last night. He made some heck of a plays out in center field last night. That's something that as a scout, when I was scouting, if I'm sitting there watching a kid play, he went and got 3 balls out there last night. Right. I mean, they were hit. And off the bat, I'm like, oh, no, that ball's finding a gap or finding the fence. And as the ball was hit, I turned around and looked, and he was already in full stride. He was getting really good breaks on the ball out there last night. So I was impressed to watch what he did out in center field last night. And he got a couple of knocks. He would have wanted to do some things better in the box, but he played really well in center field last night. Zach Wall threw the ball well in the second game for us. Zach hasn't had really but 1 start for us. It was at Rutland the other day. And he just came to me because I think we had 10 different lineups made out yesterday because we didn't know what we were going to have to do in game 1 with our arms. So Zach, after we didn't use him in game 1, he came to me, Coach, I'm on the bump, ain't I? I said, yes, sir, you sure are. And he said, I want it. He said, I'm going. About the 4th, 5th inning, I checked on him because he hasn't thrown more than probably 40, maybe 50 pitches all year. He ended up wanting to go last night. Coach, I'm good. I think he ended up around 80, 85, something like that. Maybe a few more, I can't remember. But he battled his tail off.
Right.
He played really well last night. Ethan Moore's done a good job behind the plate. He's thrown a couple of guys out here in the last couple of games. Arm's looking really good. We worked on a few things of cleaning him up, about gaining a little more ground toward the base path. He's done a really good job behind the plate for us. Jeff Davis, freshman, he came in for the second game I can't remember which one it was, but anyway, maybe the last game at Swainsboro we were playing. He came over. He got a couple of knocks that night, swung the bat well. He went in at Rutland and got 2 big RBIs for us. Last night, we were kind of struggling a little bit. He swung the bat well last night and got some hits for us. Kind of all these guys. You know, Xavier Reese is doing his thing in left field. Zach Wolf, he's in center field of pitchers, doing it. Tyrese Robinson is doing it. Jay Stiles, he's pitching at first base. Gabe Conley or Jeff Davis at second base, Ty Orr at shortstop, Diego Jackson, Josh Guyton, whether he's catching at short, second, right field, wherever he needs to go. And Ethan Moore, of course, behind the plate or on the mound. And then we've got some other guys that have helped out. Taj Carswell, Willie Batts, Wes Maddox has got some innings for us. I'm trying to think of other guys. Mikey Patasaw's done some good things for us. Mikey's you ask Mikey to do anything, he catches bullpens for us. He gets out there. He's done it. Had a good, a good time over there in the JV game. And I'm kind of just trying to run around. I know I probably left somebody out right there, and that's not meaning it any way. If I didn't mention your son's name, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. But we've done some good things. We've had a lot of guys shine that we need to start clicking on all cylinders these next 4 games. That's what you want to do. It's no different than whether it's the football. You get hot at the right time, there's some really good things you can do. And our guys are understanding what we have in front of us. It hasn't been done for, I don't know, the last time we did playoffs around here, maybe 14 or 15. Okay. So it's been a while. Yeah. We need to get back to the playoffs. I've got a group that can do it if they'll just understand what they have in front of them and come out and focus, get their minds right, get their work in. We can dictate our future.
That's it.
We don't need anybody else to do it. We can do it if we can come out and play our game.
That's it. Look, you got some guys there. You got to have them clicking all together here. And this is it. You got to focus in, lock in here on this last. How many weeks of the regular season? Two.
Oh, we've got 4 games left.
Okay, we
got today.
against
Bleckley,
and then 3
we got
against
the 3
East.
games next week
Okay.
against East, and that's it.
That's
so
huge.
we're down to the last 4 games here. It's already flown by, man.
Yeah, wow.
I'm like, well, golly, where did time go? So
here we go. Yeah,
here we go.
Feels like we just got out here, man.
Yes, sir.
But hopefully we'll carry it on into the playoffs.
No
so,
question.
man,
That's our
hey, no doubt. Hey, let's take one more break, Coach. Then we're gonna come back. Y'all stay with us.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last.
Hi, I'm Tom Domney, Dublin with Nelson Company. We're a full-service wholesaler specializing in plumbing, irrigation, and industrial products. We are committed to building long-term relationships with our customers by earning your business every day. With a staff that collectively offers more than 50 years of expertise, our team knows your industry. We're able to answer your questions and are ready to help you get the parts and equipment you need. At Dublin with Nelson, our goal is long-term success of your business. We achieve that goal with a simple commitment, doing things right, one customer at a time. Our showroom is complete with the latest styles and fixtures. Stop by and see us at 507 Airport Road or give us a call at 478-272-3585. That's Dublin with Nelson.
All right, welcome back, Coach. Hey, one more segment right here. Let's talk about, you mentioned, it's been since 14 or 15 potentially for the playoffs. Man, what would that mean to get this team into the playoffs?
Well, it's like I joke around with Coach Holmes or some of my players and my wife and all, and at the end of the day I go, everybody else makes the playoffs around here. I said, man, they're going to end up firing the baseball and softball coach. Everybody makes the playoffs. Soccer's in the playoffs right now. Tennis has made the playoffs. Football makes it. Basketball makes it. Track's going to make it. We got to do something in football, in softball and baseball. So that's my goal. I mean, it's been the goal from day one when I got here. You want to get to the playoffs. You want to have that chance. I want these kids, because there's 4 seniors, I want them to be able to have that atmosphere of playoff baseball at Dublin High School. And I'm excited about it. I hope and I pray that that's what we're going to be able to do. The good Lord willing, we stay healthy. I think we can do that. But they just don't understand. I mean, you got to get to the playoffs.
Yeah.
I want to get to the playoffs. Dublin City schools baseball needs to get to the playoffs. I've got to get a program in the playoffs. It's just one of the things. It's just like I run and joke around here. So I'm hoping they can get to play that and understand, get that feel, get that atmosphere of being able to travel and go out and try and do some special things for the seniors, of course, the 4 seniors that we have, and let them be a part of getting us back to where we need to be and trying to turn this thing around.
Yeah, no doubt, man. It would be great. It would be special. Yes. We got to do it. This is the year. You got to finish strong.
I hope so.
Coach, we got to highlight the sponsors, man. We got to talk about your sponsors. It's been a good morning. We've been battling the sun.
That's right.
But we always got to close out with your sponsors.
Hey, Coach. It's like I said, the bright days, bright Sundays we're having right here is because of all these people giving us bright days with them helping out, opening up the checkbooks for these young men and these middle school guys. That's one thing. We have a good group of sponsors, good group of family members that when you reach out to somebody, reach out to these parents or the people in the community and say, hey, I may need some help with this. Can you help me out? They don't hesitate.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of parents come in yesterday, jump in, want to do something special for those middle school kids before they played. We got them out. They took some BP. They had some sub sandwiches for them ready to go. The kids enjoy it. And people just don't mind chipping in. Yeah. We're such a big family here that atmosphere is unbelievable, that what we've are trying to create, to keep creating around here with a good group of family members and kids that we have, that I couldn't be in a special place with the people that are supporting our kids. And the main ones that are help supporting it are right here on this file that I keep in my truck every day and I look at. We're going to start with this with our sponsors, everybody. A-Plus Flooring Garage, Overhead Doors and Construction. Bubba's Tire, Middle Georgia Family Dentistry, get those teeth clean. Walker's Formula, Southern Yellow Apparel. Morris Bank, Yates Insurance and Real Estate. Georgia First Bank, Hobbs Sporting Goods, or Self-Storage, or Insurance Agency, Friendly Gus, Dublin Ford, Pickle Barrel, Ryland Environmental, Dublin Chevy GMC, Nissan, Sign Wraps and more, Shell Realty, Shamrock Nutrition, Farmer State Bank, Rehab Advantage and Sports Medicine, City of Dublin Natural Gas, Clements and Keene Insurance, Robbins Financial Credit Union, MPHI, Chick-fil-A, Community Bank of Dublin and Lawrence County, Georgia United Credit Union, Piggly Wiggly, CSS, Allen's Heating and Cooling, and Mitch Warnick, Attorney at Laws. And real quick on another note, I always try and keep up with a lot of other athletes in the school. Sure. We had a young lady last night down in Irwin County on the soccer team that had a collision, I think, with another young lady on the soccer field. They had to transport her to the hospital last night. Young lady's name is Derica Lewis. Her mom was just trying to call me a few minutes ago to kind of keep me in the loop of everything. They ran some tests on her and everything last night. I think she's going to be fine. Got some bruising, I think, possibly on her face or something, and some other stuff. So we're just want to keep her in her prayers that she has a fast healing process, and hopefully everything for her turns out good. But that's the one thing here, talk about that family atmosphere. We all look after each other. It doesn't matter what sport it is at the end of the day. All these young men and women here in our school have touched my life. I've hoped I've touched theirs. So when anything kind of adversity-wise or injury-wise come to these kids, we want to make sure we keep them in our prayers. So just remember Derica Lewis and her family. She should be fine. That's kind of all the information that I got last night, but just remember her at the end of the day if you don't mind. Yeah, no doubt. That's huge. You got to look out for everybody around here. And De'Erica's a big piece here at Dublin City. There's no question. Softball, basketball, soccer, track, she does a lot. She's a heck of an athlete, and she's a very special young lady. No doubt, no doubt. Look, Coach, hopefully next week we'll be back here. Could be talking about that middle school championship. Could be. Looking forward to talking about that. That'd be exciting. And then we're looking forward to talking about some big wins. It's a big week of baseball coming up. It's a big day of baseball, a big week of baseball coming up for the Irish. And with that, I'm going to leave it with you. One more thing we got to say. Go Irish!